G'day everyone, Jason Nunn from Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda Marine dealer. Thursday, what a cracker. Northeast winds into today and tomorrow. Guys, on Saturday, a very light southerly, it appears, maybe only 10 knots, will make offshore fishing ideal, providing it doesn't come up. And then we've got an easterly into Sunday with some really warm conditions. Of course, the tides this weekend. High tide Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, 198. In conjunction with that full moon on Sunday, we get a 2.03 high tide Sunday, 2.04 Monday. So some big tides, but some big outs. That Saturday afternoon low tide around about 2:45, dropping back to 0.33. So you're nearly looking at about 1.6 to 1.7 metre tidal exchange in the channel. That will really improve the fishing throughout the estuary. Now guys, we're going to start out wide and way out wide. It's 23 to 24 degrees and even better, but Port Stephens in particular fishing very, very well. Late last week, a monster dolphin fish caught off the bay, 32 kilo they tell us. That is an incredibly big fish, and these dolphin fish are coastally at the moment, and we're starting to see some striped marlin. However, back on the mids, our mid-canyons off Swansea, that water temp, not as good as up the bay. No, Darren Ham was out on the weekend. They got one striped marlin tag, missed another one and seen another one, but around about 20.6 degrees, quite cool. So that good water is pushing through, and it's really just a matter of just getting out there, and you may have to go a little bit further north to get that better water, but it is improving. It is also now improving in on that farm fad area. Good mate Justin Worley went out with a couple of his colleagues through the week. They got some really nice dolphin fish back on the Swansea fad. Had a report this morning, no dolphin fish down on the Terrigal fad trap line area to the south down towards Texas, but a few kings. So again, things are starting to improve. The coastal water has now increased. I've noticed it myself. Last week you jumped into the channel, it was freezing. Like I said, 16 to 18 degrees. It's about 20 to 21 now coastally. It's a real improvement. That will now start to, you'll see a lot more whiting, Stockton Beach in particular, and Blacksmiths onto the breakwater. That really warm water now coastally is going to improve it very, very quickly. But some really good reports too, guys, I must say, in the Hunter River. A lot of flathead down in the river itself and some dew up the river. So things are improving even in the Hunter now with this warming water. The rocks are still a little bit quiet, guys. I think you still can sort of tough it out a bit for a few drummer and a few brim, but I reckon the beaches is where you want to go. Tube worms, of course, if you can get them. I know New Age is getting some, just spoke to Les. So that is where you want to be. Brim, whiting on the beach, the odd mulloway still getting caught off the beach, but this estuary is going to really come on fire, and that big tide on Saturday, and maybe even tomorrow, is really going to kick into gear. I know the Convery family had a real time of it up in the top of the channel there last week. They got 24 brim, a bid lugrick, and a whiting, but because they fished that run-in tide, was a more consistency of brim, very few whiting. It's that run-out tide I think is really the key, guys, and that warmer water coming out of the estuary to G up those whiting. But we're going to see a vast improvement now moving up into that full moon on Sunday. So things are ever changing every day. Still a few flatties in the channel, guys, and still a few flatties in the lake. Still seeing kings at the bridge, but there's some really nice kings in the lake, and you're going to start to see a lot more squid around as well. I know there's a lot of crab traps in and around. I'm having lots of questions on that at the moment. Remember, with crab pots in the lake, you're only allowed 2 enclosed traps, and still you can use 4 witches. That surprisingly enough. A lot of phone calls on that. There's a lot of jennies in the lake at the moment, so don't think you're going to go out there and fill the box full of blue swimmer crabs. There's a lot more females in berry, and you've got to try to get them back in the water without too much harm. Guys, all in all, looks good. I think that inshore fishery at the moment in particular, reds, trag, mulloway, and I definitely know there's a few bonito around the island mixing with a few tailors. So Bonnie's back on the back of this warm water. Things looking good this weekend. Saturday is my pick. I'll see you then.